Welcome to Starcanum, where we are obsessed with Star Wars Unlimited. I'm Ryan, and I'm so glad you're here for another episode of Farm Boy to Jedi. The premise is very simple. We have started by buying one of these two-player starter kits for Shadows of the Galaxy, and we are entering into virtual weekly tournaments at our digital local game store, playing either of the two starter decks and hoping to upgrade them using only cards that we win in prize support. Now, just to bring you up to speed, if this is your first episode of Farm Boy to Jedi, the last 2 weeks we have played the Gideon starter deck, but even after winning a couple of games with that, we haven't really unlocked any cards in our collection that are going to help make that one much better. So for today, I am pivoting over to the Mandalorian deck, but we will be playing the default 50-card list straight out of the package with no upgrades, even though we've got a few possible ones in our pool. I just want to see how this one performs right out of the box. And to make all this possible, we are using Carabast, a website that lets you play against live opponents, and we are using this to simulate playing at a local game store's weekly event, modeled after my local store, where it's 3 rounds, best of 1, and at the end of the night you get prizes based on your final standings. Will this Mandalorian deck help us become the Jedi Knight I know we can be? Let's find out. Okay, we have been matched up with a Jin deck, which is kind of cool. We don't see that very often. We won the coin flip. We're going to choose to go first and get things started. Our opening hand here, we've got a Follower of the Way, Village Protectors, Fell the Dragon. I like having the Follower of the Way. We don't have any way to upgrade it right off the bat. That's a little risky, but otherwise we do have a turn 2, well, a 2 cost into a 3 cost. So our curve is looking all right, so I don't think we're going to mulligan this. And I'm going to save doing a full breakdown on this deck for maybe a different video on the channel. These things already kind of run long, so I don't want to make it any longer by going over every card in the deck. But the general idea here is that our leader, the Mandalorian, rewards us for playing upgrades and exhausts opposing units, which can kind of help us control like the tempo of our match. But we need the right mix of like units and upgrades to play. And like, for example, this Follower of the Way gets a buff when it has an upgrade on it. And our opponent just played Spark of Rebellion and took away Razor's Crest, which is probably one of our better cards. So now we're kind of already in a rough spot, and it's like the first turn of the game. All right, so we drew This Is the Way and a Protector of the Throne, both of which are pretty good, but we don't have any way to just slam an upgrade on Follower of the Way. So what do we resource here? I guess we're going to put Protector of the Throne as a resource because we're probably playing Village Protectors over that. Or we could use This Is the Way and try to find like a 1-cost upgrade, like a Snapshot Reflexes or something. That might be worth doing, actually. This is probably a good time since we're not under any pressure. Okay, and we did find a Snapshot Reflexes within those top cards. We get to pick 2 of them, so I will take that for sure. And then do I want like Mandalorian's Rifle? The Armorer's pretty good. I wish we had like another Mando unit. I guess we could grab this other Protector of the Throne. That wouldn't be terrible. Just so we have a backup. Okay, and our opponent plays a Cartel Turncoat up there in space. So I think we will play our Snapshot Reflexes, upgrade our Follower of the Way, and then that's going to trigger Mandalorian. We get to exhaust something. Their only unit is already exhausted, and then our follower attacks for 3. They also have a Gray Squadron Y-Wing, so they're building up a nice Space Force up there. Hopefully we can race them on the ground. We get to claim the initiative here. Okay, we drew Grogu, who is awesome, and a Resilient, which is pretty good for helping like our Mandalorians survive in ground combat. Once again, we're not under a ton of pressure down here on the ground, so I don't know if we really need like a ton of Sentinels down here. So I guess this time we will ditch Village Protectors and keep Protector of the Throne. Okay, so we've got initiative, so I think we're just gonna go to the base with our Follower of the Way. And wishing we didn't discard that Razor's Crest earlier. If they play any more space units, we might be in trouble up there. I don't think this deck has a lot of space units on its own. opponent has played Sundari Peacekeeper. Pretty decent unit there. Might give us some trouble. Unless we can keep it exhausted with, say, Grogu. Alternatively, we could have played Protector of the Throne and given it Resilient. That would have made a really nice size Sentinel to keep this thing off of our case. Alright, so they are attacking with the Y-Wing. We've got to deal 2 damage to something. We'll just throw it on the base. We haven't taken any damage yet. And I think we're just going to actually claim initiative here. Yeah, now that I think about it, I probably should have put down the Protector and put Resilient on it so we could have tapped one of their things and prevented ourselves from taking damage, but it's alright. This will be our 5 resource turn. We could play Survivor's Gauntlet, which gives us an answer up in space. I kind of like that. And I don't want to give up Fell the Dragon because it's like one of the few interactive cards that we actually have. So I think we're putting down Village Protectors as our resource. And then, let's see, we can use Grogu here to exhaust something. Do we want to exhaust their Peacekeeper or their Y-Wing? What are we more scared of? I guess the Peacekeeper. All right, and they play another Y-Wing. So do we want to get our own ship up there? Or build up our ground forces, maybe slap a Resilient on this Protector, and see if that will exhaust something. Let's see, if we play something, they attack, we play the upgrade, we deny them at least one of these attacks. So I think that's still pretty good. And they go with the Y-Wing, so this time we'll deal the 2 damage to our Protector, because we're about to upgrade it with Resilient anyway. And we exhaust their turncoat, and they have their own Grogu. Interesting. Alright, so I think my Follower of the Way is going to attack their Grogu. I want to get that off the table, actually. Like, it's weirdly one of the more threatening things, I think, because otherwise I don't have a lot of offensive units, and I don't want them getting locked down by their Grogu. So hopefully we can race our way through this board, but it's developing in a really interesting way. I kind of like it. Alright, so our opponent has the initiative. And they used a surprise strike on their Peacekeeper to attack into our Sentinel and kill it. Ouch. Okay, so I think we just use our Follower to knock out their Grogu. And so we've got 6 resources. We're going to get to flip Mandalorian this turn if we want. I think we will use Grogu to exhaust one of these Y-Wings. Save ourselves some damage there. And so they're attacking with the other Y-Wing. We got to put 2 damage somewhere. I guess Grogu could take that. And now I think I like playing our Survivor's Gauntlet, which lets us move Snapshot Reflexes, but I don't think I want to move it. Because I like having the upgraded Follower of the Way. Do I have to move it? You may attach an upgrade on unit to another eligible unit. It's not letting me not do it, so... Alright, well, I guess we have to do it. Thanks, Carabast. I didn't see an option to skip that, so... Okay, now we have a 5/7 up in space. Alright, whatever. I think at this point we just deploy Mandalorian, though. I guess we could still put Resilience on our Follower of the Way. And then we can use Mando to knock out this Peacekeeper. That seems pretty good. All right. So our draws are Quill and Mandalorian Armor, which would be great on Mando. Give him a shield, buff him up. And we're at 6 resources. I don't think I want to put any more down into resources. This deck doesn't curve very high, so I think we're going to be okay with just 6. Opponent leads off with a Gray Squadron Y-Wing attack. We got to deal 2 damage somewhere. I guess we'll put it on our 7 toughness Follower of the Way. And I think our first move is actually going to be this Survivor's Gauntlet going into the turncoat to draw a card? Do I have to like move and upgrade again? Is this going to make it do it every time? I don't see any way to like not do this. Alright, well I guess we can take Snapshot Reflexes off and put it on Mando, sure. Alright, they attack again. Y-Wing damage, I guess we can just put on the Follower of the Way. And for defeating that turncoat, the bounty drew us yet another Snapshot Reflexes. Alright, well, I think our Opponent is still sitting on 6 resources, so we gotta be ready for whatever they do. I think I'm just gonna play Quill and wait and see if they deploy Jin maybe here. Because if they do, then we just probably upgrade Mando with snapshot reflexes again. All right, so they used Spark of the Rebellion and they took away our armor. So I guess we'll just get in for 2 with our very brave follower of the way who is tanking a lot of damage for us. Very nice of him. Opponent runs out Battlefield Marine. Okay. So I'm still waiting for them to just flip Jin here because she's on 6. But I guess we can just go Mando to the base. And if they do flip Jin, we actually get to exhaust her with Grogu. Now they're probably just going to take initiative. Yeah. And so we've got Fell the Dragon. Doesn't really help us here because nobody's got 5 or more power. And we've got a snapshot reflexes, but all of our stuff's already exhausted, so we don't get the attack out of that. So I think we just pass. And we pick up a Chain Code Collector and a Clan Ren Rescuer. Both are pretty good, and I still don't really need like a 7th resource, so we'll pass. They're probably going to use Jin maybe to knock out Grogu here, if I had to guess. They play Outflank and get to make 2 attacks. All right, so Jin takes down our follower of the way, and then the Y-Wing comes in for 2 more. So I think we will put that on Grogu. And so now what's our play here? I think I like using the Survivor's Gauntlet to start mopping up these Y-Wings. And I guess I have to move this upgrade around still. I don't understand why it's forcing me to do that, but all right. They use their Marine to take out Quill, which makes Grogu not able to do anything here. So I think we'll just play our Clan Rescuer, throw an upgrade on Mando. They play a Peacekeeper, which is a perfect target now for Mando with his 5 attack. We can deny them the Restore and kind of keep their board under control, but they've got another Battlefield Marine. So is it worth using this Chain Code Collector to just trade with one of these Marines? Or do we just want the initiative here? No, I think I want to keep their board as empty as possible. So we'll go after one of the Marines. Trade card for card. They're empty-handed now. We've got 2 left. Feels pretty good. We pick up Grief, who might help us find even more cards, and a Spare the Target, which I don't think we super need, but again, we don't need to resource anything either here, so we'll just keep both of these. I mean, not to jinx it, but I think this Mando deck is performing a little better than Gideon. Of course, we are up against a Jin deck, which is off meta, if we're going to call it that. All right, really curious to see where the opponent goes with this turn. It looks like they come out swinging with that Y-Wing first. Okay. I mean, I think I'm okay putting the damage just on this Rescuer guy. We want to keep our base as healthy as possible. We can use Grogu to exhaust their leader, which always feels great. And it looks like they used another surprise strike there to have their Marine trade with our Mando, which also I'm like fine with. I think we're going to play Grief here. We get to search the top 5 of your deck for an upgrade, reveal it, and draw it. So we can take Rich Reward or Foundling. I think we take Rich Reward. And they've got a Privateer Psych. And they do get a shield on that. Well, we're going to put the Rich Reward on the Y-Wing. An opponent had nothing left to do, so they took initiative. So now our Gauntlet can knock out this Y-Wing. Again, forced to move this around for some reason. And now we get to give experience to 2 units. So that seems pretty good. And we are left with Spare the Target and a Snapshot Reflexes. I kind of like Spare the Target just to get this out of here. Maybe it's worth holding on to. I think we can just pass. All right, opponent's got the initiative. They only have 2 cards in hand. We've got 5. Still not really needing to dunk any of these because Cargo Juggernaut, I think, is our most expensive card at 6. So we'll just wait and keep our options open. They have the Adelphi Patrol Wing. Very nice. That lets them attack with a unit. They have the initiative. It gets buffed. So Privateer took out our ship. Unfortunate. Now we don't really have an answer up in space. And we don't have any other blue units, so we don't get to heal 4 damage from our base with this Juggernaut either. Kind of awkward. Well, I think we use Grogu to exhaust Jin at least. Attack for 4? Very awkward hand because playing another Grief, I mean, he's legendary or unique, so that doesn't really help us. The Juggernaut, like, we want to get that heal from it. They don't have anything with a bounty. Snapshot Reflexes doesn't help, and they don't have anything with enough power to fell the dragon, so these are like, not great, but I guess the Juggernaut is still the best play here. I mean, it does get a shield, so now we got something big enough to start maybe messing with Jin and putting some pressure on them on the ground. Okay, Surprise Strike is pretty good. That ups our damage output. Mandalorian Warrior, we get to give an experience token to another Mandalorian unit. We don't have any. All right, well, still don't want to go up to 7, so we'll just pass. And opponent gets to start by attacking with Jin. That's probably pretty smart. We'll use Grogu to exhaust their biggest ship. And now, do I surprise strike Jin just to get her off the board? I guess that makes sense. So we'll surprise strike using the cargo Juggernaut, so the shield means we don't take any damage. And opponent plays a Y-Wing. Do I want to just keep like loading up upgrades on this Grief, or just attack with him? I guess we'll just attack with him. All right, 1919. This game's getting pretty close. They've got a Peacekeeper. It feels kind of like a waste to play this without a Mandalorian unit to get his buff, but like I just want to try to race them on the ground here and get enough damage available. All right, so they've got the initiative. 1919. Their opening attack is probably this patrol wing, unless they drew like another one. All right, we picked up Razor's Crest, which is pretty good. So we might want some extra resources here. So I will dunk this second copy of Grief. Unfortunately, this Restore 2 is going to come in just a little late here. All right, they used their Peacekeeper with Snapshot Reflexes to knock out our Grief, which is a little unfortunate. But hey, at least they didn't go to our base. So now Grogu can exhaust their biggest ship again. We'll put the 2 damage on our Juggernaut. And I guess we will upgrade our Mando, exhaust that, attack and kill their Peacekeeper. All right, we're not dead. They've got Enfys Nest with Ambush. Takes out our Juggernaut. Ouch. Okay, well, we're going to play Razor's Crest here. What do I want back? Resilient? Yeah, that might be useful. And then they've got the initiative, so I guess we just play out this Follower of the Way and try to weather this storm. Man, this is way closer than I want it to be, but again, I feel like the Gideon deck would have been dead by now, so we're doing okay. I'm still not looking to resource any of this stuff. They go to base with Nest. Okay. So I think we use Grogu to exhaust their biggest ship again. They use Snapshot Reflexes to attack with the Y-Wing. We'll put the 2 damage on our Follower of the Way. All right, we're at 27. We're about to Restore 2 with Razor Crest. So I think we'll do that first. Knock out their ship. They play a Coruscant Dissident. Okay. So I kind of like using Fell the Dragon to get rid of Enfys here. And then maybe sending our Mandalorian Warrior to knock out their unit. And then we've got 3 left, so do I want to bounce this Y-Wing? That might actually be the move here, right? Because then it loses Snapshot Reflexes. Put that back in their hand. Unfortunately, now our follower is kind of small, but hey, every point of damage helps. All right, so unless they draw like a surprise strike or another patrol wing that lets them attack with this for like 6, I'm not gonna resource any of those. This is still stupid close. Okay, they just attacked for 4. We're up to 29. Oh my god. Don't really have a way to kill this thing. So I guess we will attack their base and restore. They play the Y-Wing. Okay. So do I just take initiative here so that I can Grogu their patrol wing? I guess I have to, right? There's no point getting 1 extra damage with this follower of the way. None of these really add enough power to the board to change the math. And there's no sentinel to absorb anything, so we have to take the initiative. Oh my god. Alright, and they play Chopper. Interesting. Once again, we drew some stuff, but I'm not interested in resourcing any of it. Okay, so I think our first move here is Grogu exhausts the patrol wing. They attack with the Y-Wing, so we gotta put that damage onto our follower of the way. I guess I could have gave up Grogu there, actually, because we have another one. So do I have an upgrade that'll let me tap Chopper? I could make this a foundling. Or I could put a bounty on somebody. That might actually be the best, right? So if I bounty this Gray Squadron Y-Wing, I get to exhaust their Chopper. And they play Ezra. Okay. No way I can get this Razor Crest up to 9 power. But I can knock out this Y-Wing, and that'll let me ready 2 resources, so I might as well just like play everything I can first, right? I guess we play the follower. Oh, but if they take initiative, then I do kind of have to kill this patrol wing. Or Ezra's just gonna kill me. Well, this is gonna restore 2, so Ezra won't kill me, but the patrol wing will. So now I kind of have to kill that. And I can give it 2 more power. I can get this up to 5 power, but that's not enough to kill the... No. I think we just lost this. Oh, that's so annoying because we were so close. All right, let's see. Yeah, buffing Razor Crest here doesn't super do it because they already took initiative, so no matter what, we're taking 4. Oh, man. Even if we upgrade this, it still only hits for 5. So we can do 5 to their base. That won't kill them. All right, they get to just hit us for 4 in space, and we lose. That was such a close game, though. Oh, I can't believe it. Okay, feeling pretty good about this Mandalorian deck. If our matches continue to go like that, maybe we have a shot at still winning 1 or 2. Let's see what happens in the next match. Here we go. All right, we've got a new opponent. It is Aggressive Ray on Tarkin Town, which is probably one of the better decks in the format already. We get to open with Grogu, a Clan Ren Rescuer, some bounties and stuff. I think that's all right. No mulligan here. Man, I'm going to be replaying that first game in my head, though, to see if there was a way I could have squeezed out a few more points of damage. But anyway, for this one, we're going to resource our 6-cost Cargo Juggernaut. And then do I also want to put this ship down? They're probably going to have, like, A-Wings and stuff. I might want this ship, so maybe Chain Code Collector goes in the bin. I don't know. All right, we will play Grogu? Nah, we'll play the Rescuer. Don't love it. All right, so they've got Sabine, which means we get to claim here. And our draws are Resilient and the Protector of the Throne, which works pretty well together, but we're not going to have enough resources to play both. We do have the initiative, so we can put Rich Reward on Sabine. That'll exhaust her. So, man, for me, it's between Resilient or the Freighter. But I want to keep this ship in case they have an A-Wing or something. So we will just play Rich Reward. That lets us exhaust Sabine. Opponent uses Force Throw. They're going to force us to discard something. But they don't have a force unit, so we're not going to take any damage. Man, I was hoping to play Grogu this turn, so I guess we're giving up our Protector of the Throne now. And they use their Ray to put an experience onto Sabine. We'll just play Grogu. They take the initiative. Not great. Alright, we drew Mandalorian armor and Protector of the Throne, and we still got that ship. Man, I want all of these. I want to play the Protector and then put armor on it. We can't afford to do both of those. We really need upgrades for Mando to like do his thing. So I guess we're getting rid of the ship and hoping they don't play like double A-wings or something. Oh, they hit us with pillage. So now we've got to discard the rest of our hand. Cool. Grogu will then exhaust their Sabine. We get to hit their base for 2 more. Okay, I mean, that's a very controlling deck with the force throws and the pillage. I mean, we're now top deck mode. So I guess we resource follower and play Razor Crest and get to pick up something that we discarded. That's actually pretty good, unless they hit us with another force throw or pillage. Right now, they use forces with me. An attack with Sabine. Knocking out Grogu. That's actually weirdly okay. So I guess we'll play Razor Crest, pick up that Mando armor. And yeah, Mando himself needs 6 resources to deploy. So I'm gonna resource Wanted. My plan is to deploy Mando and maybe upgrade him and try to exhaust somebody. Although I think, yeah, they're starting with Sabine. That hurts. I guess we can just attack with Razor Crest and restore a pinch here. See what they do with their 6 resources. They could also flip Rey. They play Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay. Well, I guess we'll deploy Mando. See if they want to get Rey out. They do. So we will upgrade Mando and exhaust their Rey. Now, man. The Rey Obi-Wan combination is really good because we have to deal with Obi-Wan. He'll give 2 experience and a card draw to Rey. But like otherwise we just can't get through this wall, so I guess we snapshot, kill Obi-Wan, we lose our shield, but now we've got a 6'11 Mando, which Alright, we pick up the Armorer and Mando's rifle, which would be really good for us because we can capture this beefy Sabine, or play Armorer and put shields on our whole board. Both of these are good options. I don't think I want to resource either card. I guess it depends what the opponent does. If they attack with Sabine first, then I'm probably doing Armorer. If they attack with Rey first, I will probably try to capture Sabine. And they go with Rey first. Alright, and they attack Mando, so I will play the Mandalorian's rifle. When played, if attached unit is... Oh, he captures an exhausted enemy, so he can't capture... I thought he just captures anybody. It's got to be an exhausted enemy non-leader, so I can't capture Rey. Oh my gosh. That is annoying. Okay, so do we wait for Rey, for Sabine now? We'll get to attack for 6, which won't kill Mando, or I can attack into her while she's only at 5. And then Rich Reward gets me 2 more experience, which actually is all right. I think I'm gonna play Armorer here and just shield everybody. In a way, I kind of want them to attack with Sabine because then Razor Crest Restore actually matters. Alright, they send her. I guess they can use her... Okay, so they go after the Armorer, knock out her shield with Sabine's ping, and then 5 damage to her, which leaves her almost dead. I forgot she's got Rich Reward on her, so when we do defeat Sabine, it's good. But we'll just send Razor Crest at their base, and they have a K2. Alright, well, what do I want to do here? Knock out Sabine and get more experience. I think we just go to the base here, right? I mean, with Tarkin Town, they're already like just 10 away. Although Rey's gonna restore them for a lot, so They also have a huge hand of cards now, which makes me really nervous. I don't think it's worth resourcing any of that. We'll keep it all. See what they do here. Mando still has a shield. So they go Cassian into Mando, force us to discard a card. So now I'm remembering... Mando says when you play an upgrade, you can exhaust an enemy. So if you play his rifle, it will exhaust somebody, and we get to do the capture. So let's try that. Attach the rifle to Mando. Choose a unit to exhaust. Did it not stack it correctly? We didn't get to choose the order, so it should have worked. In paper, it would have worked. Okay, that is... annoying. We'll just deal a ton more damage. Like, we should have had an experience because we would have captured Sabine, gotten the rich reward. This would have done 10 damage instead of 9, and the other experience would have gone on Razor Crests for 4. So we would kill them on this turn. We would have won right here. But instead, they get to play Force Throw, force us to discard Quill. And now they're at 24 instead of being dead. So again, if I understand the cards correctly, when you play an upgrade, we could have exhausted Sabine, so then the Mandalorian's rifle would have let us capture an exhausted unit. We would have captured Sabine, which would have triggered the rich reward to give 2 experience. So Mando and Razor Crest would have each gotten +1, and we would have dealt 10 and 4 instead of 9 and 3, and we would have had lethal. Unless somebody in the comments tells me I got that wrong, but I think we would have just won. But now they need to still deal with both of these before we hit them for damage. So they attack with Sabine, knock out Mando, but we still get to upgrade Razor Crest and attack, and we win. Okay, so we did manage to win either way, but we would have won a turn earlier. So we are now 1-1. Let's go into our third round here and see what happens with the Mandalorian deck. Here we go. All right, final match of the night. We are up against a Sabine yellow deck, a blonde Sabine. We won the die roll again. We'll go first and get things rolling. Our opening hand has a Mandalorian warrior, a couple of 3-cost ships. Our only opening play really is Grogu. Is that worth doing? I guess it is. I suspect Sabine's going to open with A-Wings, so having some 2/5s up there might actually help. All right, one card we're probably not going to need, though, is Fell the Dragon. And this Mandalorian warrior doesn't really have anyone to play off of, so... we'll play our Grogu here. An opponent's probably either on Sabine unit or A-Wing, is my guess. Oh, R2-D2. Did not see that one coming. We just get to claim the initiative here. And they use Sabine to ping both of us. All right, and then they pass. We draw Public Enemy, Mando's Rifle, and Snapshot Reflexes. So... I mean, I guess we need to keep these upgrades. Probably don't need all 3 of them. I guess the shield can go. Although that one costs 0, so we could have played the shield and still gone into space. But I think we're going to just exhaust R2 before they can use that. Good move, because they buff it with a wing leader. So now we'll get our own ship up in space. And opponent's taking initiative wisely. So we pass. All right, surprise strike and a rescuer. I don't think we need 2 of these ships per se. Opponent plays Fleet Lieutenant, buffs R2, and attacks our base for 5. Okay. I think we will use our freighter then to take out their X-Wing. Opponent just pings with Sabine. We've got 4 here. Do we play our rescuer? Do we take initiative so they can't attack with R2? Can't kill R2 even with a surprise strike and some upgrades here. This is a tough turn. We have 4 resources. Rescuer and Surprise Strike. They deploy their Sabine. So if we snapshot Grogu, or we could just use Grogu to exhaust her. I think I still like the plan of Surprise Strike and using Grogu to knock out this Fleet Lieutenant. And then we get to claim. We draw a lot of upgrades, but no units here. Oh boy. Alright. I mean, Mandalorian armor, pretty good. Rich reward. I don't know if we're really going to have time to play that, so we'll just resource it. And we have the initiative, so I think step 1 is use Grogu to exhaust Sabine? Or R2? Who am I more worried about? I guess R2 hits harder. So I go in with Sabine. Okay. So let's upgrade this Rescuer. Man, this Sabine deck puts out a lot of damage. Alright, K2, also not great. Do we just take initiative here, though? So that we get to deploy Mando and stick his rifle on him? Or do I snapshot and, like, try to deal some damage, but, like, I won't be able to kill anybody? Yeah, I think I just want to claim the initiative here. Feels like a waste of resources, but spare the target. Pretty good. Grief, pretty good. Snapshot reflexes, our best way to exhaust people, though. So I guess we're putting down spare the target. So if we play snapshot reflexes, we get to exhaust their K2, and we get to attack for 3. Do I want to hit their base, their leader, or their menacing droid? Oh my gosh. I guess we hit Sabine, although historians will debate the wisdom of that move for ages. All right. Grogu exhausts R2. I mean, we're stalling a lot of their attacks here, which feels pretty... And then they play Millennium Falcon, as I'm bragging about how much stalling we're doing here. All right, we don't have any more upgrades to play. We can't exhaust that. Our freighter doesn't quite kill it. So do we just flip Mando? Or play Grief? I guess we could play Grief first here, see if we draw anything interesting. We can draw either Wanted or Foundling. Guess we'll draw Wanted since it's free. And then they've got Red 3. Okay, so Freighter takes out Red 3 for sure before they get the raid off of that. We're at 19 damage. We deploy the Mandalorian. And so now we get to put his rifle on him and we get to capture. Ooh, we could even... I mean, we could put Wanted on somebody and get the bounty, but we won't have anything to play. So I think we just put his rifle on him. And now who do we capture? This buffed R2, K2, or the Falcon? I think K2 is like the most dangerous thing. And then Mando can even kill R2 and pass. All right, so opponent basically gets to make like one attack, right? Because then Mando just taps somebody down by playing a bounty. All right, opponent, what's your one attack gonna be? We go Sabine to base. All right, well, we will make Sabine Wanted, which lets us exhaust the Falcon. And they play just an Alliance X-Wing. All right, well, Sabine only has 2 health left, so maybe we're gonna knock her out, but I guess I should, since it's gonna redeem the bounty, we might as well use our resources somewhere first. Ooh, they play for a cause. That actually gets us to like within lethal here. Okay, getting dangerous. I think this takes out the X-Wing. We play our follower. use Grief to take out Sabine. We'll go 7 to the base. And then pass? So I think we're pretty much dead here, right? Because Falcon for 3 and then Sabine for 1 more. Unless we can exhaust this guy. But we drew an upgrade. And we've got Grogu, but we don't have the initiative. So they're gonna get... Yeah, that's it. All right. Okay, well, we still won 1 out of our 3. And the other games were still pretty close, right? Like our board there was looking really good. Like Mando hitting for 7, 10, 11. Yeah, I mean... a few little upgrades here on this Mando deck, and maybe we can get further with that than we did with Gideon. But let's switch over to our pack openings. Since we did win 1 game, that's going to reward us 2 packs. So let's see if we open anything cool this week. All right, so for prize packs, we are using the Force Table Sealed Pool Generator. We're going to open some Shadows of the Galaxy packs. And this is going to give us 6 packs, but we're only going to look at the cards in the first 2. And again, this is modeled after how my local game store does it. You get a pack per win, and then we also added ourselves like a bonus because we don't have the ability to like trade or get promo packs or anything. So 1 win plus the bonus pack, so we get 2 packs here, and we get our 3rd copy of Hondo, which is a little awkward. And then, some interesting ships that maybe the Mando deck would be interested in. Evidence of the Crime. Take control of an upgrade. Attach it to an eligible unit of your choice. That could be good. Also for the Gideon deck, we've got another heavy fighter, although this seems to be bugged. I don't know how useful that'll be. Midnight Repairs is kind of cool. Might slot that in to the Mando deck. I mean, we got to pay 4 for it, but healing 8 total damage could keep us in the fight for a pretty long time. Let's see what's in our 2nd pack. If it's another Cad Bane leader, though, I'm going to scream. Okay, so this time we got Fennec, which is cool. That's a card we don't technically have yet in our collection. We got another Foundling upgrade. McClunky doesn't super work with our Mando deck. A Wookiee doesn't really work. I guess we have another Freighter if we want. Another copy of Fennec. There's one of these... the unit Fennec in the Mando deck already, although it's kind of expensive. I keep stopping at 6 resources, but I guess there is 1 7-drop in the deck I forgot about. Another Public Enemy and another Vigilant Pursuit Craft. So nothing super duper exciting once again. I'm going to have to go back and look at the packs we opened previously to see if there's anything in there that we could use to upgrade the Mando deck. But that is something to think about for the next episode, because that's the end of today's Farm Boy to Jedi journey. And you'll have to let me know what you think. Do we like the Mando deck better? I think I do. I think it played a little more smoothly than the Gideon deck. I felt our games were closer. And I think upgrading this one will be a little bit easier, excuse me, than upgrading the Gideon deck was. But let's go to the sheet before I forget. So this is week 3. We added another 1 win. And that brings our total wins to 3. And we have spent a total of $70 now between the starter kit and our 3 $10 entry fees. So these wins are getting expensive, but our collection is growing, and I think we're going to start reaching the tipping point where we can upgrade either of these decks into something that hopefully starts clocking more wins. But like I said, you got to let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this trip. I'm having a lot of fun making these videos, but a little like and a little subscribe would certainly motivate me to keep things going here on our Farm Boy to Jedi journey. Make sure you do that for me. And then stick around so you don't miss all of the great adventures you'll only find here on Starcanum, where we are obsessed with Star Wars Unlimited. I'll see ya.